So far, most of the debate around the Australia-EU trade deal has focused on agriculture. Beef, lamb, geographical indicators, market access, and that makes sense. But if you're in a digital or service business, that's probably not where your opportunity sits. There's another part of this agreement which is getting far less attention, and it's directly relevant to how you operate. It's in digital trade, because the agreement introduces modern rules for how digital businesses work across borders. What do I mean? Well, under the agreement, customs duties on electronic transmissions are prohibited. So if you are delivering digital products, platforms, or services, you won't face tariffs just because you operate across borders. More importantly, the agreement restricts unjustified data localization requirements. And that matters because one of the biggest constraints on digital businesses is being required to store and process data locally. This creates a much clearer framework for cross-border data flows, and that's fundamental if you are running marketing platforms, data analytics, or AI-driven service. Without that, you just can't scale efficiently. The second shift is market access. The argument reduces restrictions on supplying services into the EU, and it improves the ability for professionals to move and operate in market. So this is not just about remote delivery. It's about being able to deploy people into the market when the work requires it. And that is often what unlocks those larger contracts. Thirdly, there's progress on recognition of professional qualifications. That reduces friction in deploying capability across borders, particularly for agencies and consultancies. And fourthly, we get greater legal certainty, including protections around source code and clearer rules governing digital transactions. Finally, we've got improved access to government procurement. Yay. The EU public procurement market is worth over 800 billion euros annually. So this agreement improves the ability for Australian service providers to participate in that system. Now, of course, none of this removes complexity. You have still got GDPR. You still have fragmented markets. You still have strong local competition. But what it does do is remove a set of structural frictions that have historically made it much harder for digital and service businesses to operate across this corridor. So the opportunity here is quite specific. If you're an agency, a consultancy, or a tech-enabled service business, you now have fewer barriers to moving data, clearer operating rules, better access to clients, and improved ability to deploy talent. That doesn't guarantee success, but it does change the operating environment for you. So while much of the debate is focused, understandably, on goods, there is a quieter question worth asking here. Which businesses are actually set up to use these digital provisions properly? Because that's where a less obvious, but arguably more meaningful opportunity is emerging. If you have a question about any of this, put it in the comments and I will have a shot at answering it for you.